Hey, what's happening? Welcome back to the podcast. We got a little show for you today. We want to keep it short and sweet. Another short and sweet episode. We're on a new platform here, and we're testing it out. But we're going live with it. So stay tuned.
Guess what? You're listening to the Cycleshack Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Anchor.fm.
Lower those levels there. Hey, what's up? What's happening? Thanks for joining me on the podcast again. I appreciate you for listening. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed so you can be notified every time a podcast is on the air. My name is Ivan Rodriguez. This is the Cycle Shack, the show that talks about motorcycles and more if you have not listened. Today is, what's today? I don't even know what today is. Today is Friday, September 9th. I'm a month ahead, man. I don't know what's up with that, but I don't know. We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. We're going to keep the show about a half hour, maybe a little bit less, but just a half hour or under. We got lots to talk about. We're going to split it up into two shows because we're just going to try to limit the content so we can get more out for you and keep the vibe going. Today's show is brought to you by Anchor.fm. If you have not subscribed to Anchor and you're a content creator, what are you waiting for? It's quick, fast, easy. What are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Try it out. It's Anchor.fm. Cycle Shack would also like to thank Harris Heller. Stream Beats. If you like the music you hear, go to Stream Beats and download. That's Stream Beats by Harris Heller. So today's show and future shows are going to be, let's back it down a little bit. Today's show is going to be finally, once again, for like the third time in a row, broadcasting on YouTube. So I found a way to get it on without it taking forever. Hence the reason why I'm probably going to take the show and limit it to, half hour. Just so I can get more content out there and keep it going, you know. But we'll see. We might get more in. We might get better. I'm actually recording the show today in the studio, and I did a quick test. You guys might have heard it on YouTube. If you went on YouTube, you got like a little quick 2-minute preview of what I was doing. So I have all this fancy studio gear. I use a Zoom product made by Zoom to record, a studio recorder, and I have to take that and upload and do all types of stuff and all that stuff. So I finally did some research. It took a while, but I finally got an app that I can do this on, and it's amazing. I'm doing everything from my iPhone right now, guys. My studio is just plugged into my iPhone. My iPhone's recording the show. I can edit it, do whatever I want, which I don't edit, and I could just dump it right onto the platform, into all 9 podcast platforms that I'm in. Of course, Anchor.fm does all of that once you dump it into Anchor, right? But from the app, I could dump it into Anchor, get it out to you guys, and I can get it out to YouTube, which is great. Before, I had to load it up on a computer. I would have computer issues, internet issues, all types of stuff that would go banana. But the test went perfect. And now, make no mistake, it's not going to be a video show. When you go on YouTube, you're just going to see the show logo, the info, what the show's about, what episode, which, by the way, I think this is show episode 10, season 4. What the heck happened here? Something went wrong. My mic, not my mic, my headphones are conking out, so it's making me think my mic is conking out. This is podcast season 4, episode 10. Nice. Look at that. So, moving forward, we're going to keep them short and sweet, guys. Been watching a lot of Netflix, been catching up with She-Hulk. She-Hulk came out with a new episode on Wednesday. I'm loving the show. I like it. Some people are saying it's whack, it's not good. It's not a good representation of the Marvel Universe. Everything is put together in pieces for a reason. This is stemming you up. The people at Marvel are smart. They're leading you on and bringing this up to, a leading point. And she plays a factor in it some way, somehow. But anyway, going forward, I love the show. I just think they're too short. Right when you get into the show, it's over with. It's barely a half hour long. And another thing that pisses me off is you got to wait through the whole entire outro, through the the show ending, to then see the little quick skit in between. Typical of Marvel. But anyway, I love the show. I like it. Can't complain too much about it. I like watching it. That's all there is to it. I gotta watch Thor. The new Thor came out. Gotta watch that. And Cobra Kai season 4 is out. So I gotta catch that also and do my thing with that. So a lot of catching up with Netflix, but I got a lot of work around the house to do this weekend. So as far as riding, you know what? I haven't gotten as much riding as I'd like to this season. And you know what? We still got 2 months of the season left, barely. But I'm going to take full advantage of it. If I can get a new set of tires on, I'm going to probably try to ride in the winter as long as there's no snow on the ground. And, one thing I've been researching and looking is that even if it does snow, after it snows and it's been sunny and the salt that they throw on the road is dry and ashy, it's okay to ride. It's when the salt is melted that the stuff washes up on your bike and it creates a hell of a mess that you don't want. But anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. We'll see what happens. But got a couple of buddies that are heading out to Atlantic City Bike Week. And actually, it's Bike Weekend. It started today in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And it's going through Sunday. I'm actually getting a message right now while I'm recording. And thank God it didn't mess with my recording. But anyway, they just texted me if I'm passing through. No, I'm not. But anyway, got a nice little show for you. A lot of crazy news going around in New York City. This is kind of old news from when I did the notes, but, you're not hearing much of COVID anymore. And, you got that monkeypox going around. They started spooking us with that for a little bit. They noticed the public wasn't really feeding on it. Now you barely hear anything on that. You got your cases here and there, but now you got polio spreading in New York City. COVID-19 is now practically a memory. Monkeypox is now starting to fade out. And, now it's polio. The very ancient polio making its way back to New York. So, that's crazy, man. Really, really crazy. I was checking out HarleyDavidson.com. Not a lot going on in the world of motorcycles. I got to say that the parts chain in the motorcycle, with the motorcycle dealerships, especially Harley-Davidson, man, I am really disappointed at the delays in manufacturing parts, in ordering bikes. Even before COVID, Harley did kind of specify that they were going to not produce so many bikes to just throw at the dealerships because they were losing a lot of money because they were throwing a lot of bikes at these dealerships. They weren't selling as fast. They would wind up as the following year's stock, so they would have to sell. For example, they would manufacture a set amount of 2021s, send them out to the dealerships, and there was a lot of overstock from 2021 going to 2022, so they would have to sell the 2021s in 2022 for a very low price or a lower price to get them off the showroom floor to make room for more 2022s, and they were kind of losing money. So now they're making a lot of money off the used market. The new market is not selling. It's merchandise and used bikes. You will pay top dollar for a used Harley Davidson now. It's fucking amazing what I'm seeing at these dealerships. And I don't know why. They're saying it's supply chain issues. Well, I get it if they can't manufacture it quick enough, but COVID's dying down. It's going on maybe 6 months that COVID has come to a steady, controlled halt, right? And still, there's still a quote-unquote supply chain issue. So we hope that gets better. And it's not just Harley. It's everything, everybody. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Honda. Honda's going to stop making the Goldwing. This year's the last year of the Goldwing. So that's hitting hard. The Goldwing was a really popular bike, especially amongst, bagger folks. Goldwing had a big following, hence Americade. Americade was based around the Goldwing and the Silverwing, etc. So, yeah, man, that's big news. I think I read an article or I heard that it's due to emissions, which makes no sense to me. It's like a 6-cylinder vehicle, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, things are changing in the world of motorcycles, and it looks like they're gearing towards making smaller bikes. I think the big CC bikes are going to be going away soon because people are just not flocking to them. It's older people such as myself who are in their 40s and above, maybe late 30s, that are flocking to these bikes, but the younger market is just not buying it. So I was on HarleyDavidson.com and I was dabbling, and I looked at they got a new 2022 Harley-Davidson El Diablo. So it's a lowrider ST El Diablo edition, which, not for nothing. Hang on a second. I got to take a swig of water because my mouth is dry. The bike is a beautiful looking bike. I like the color. I like the premise. But what I don't like is the fact that they're taking something that they sell for $21,999, right, as a lowrider ST. It comes with the fairing. It comes with the saddlebags. It comes in whatever colors. It comes with the 117 Harley, Milwaukee 8. The only problem I have with this one is that they're slapping on a different paint job, which it's a nice paint job. They're slapping on the Bluetooth music kit in the fairing, and it appears that that's it. They're slapping on a $27,999 price. Is that worth almost $7,000? The color of the bike? And the Bluetooth speaker that you pay almost $2,000 for? I don't know. The paint job's probably worth a lot more. Yeah, I mean, again, that might be a great value. I don't know. But this is the shit that Harley does that pisses me off. And the bike, for the price that you get, still doesn't come all LED'd out. Harley skimps on LED lighting. I don't know why. If they give you a LED headlight, they'll give you LED turn signals in the front, regular lights in the rear. How fucking stupid is that? Really? Step it up, Harley. Go with it. I mean, Indian's doing it. Indian, you pay a premium price for Indian, but you're going to get everything with that bike. And that's what I love about Indian. I mean, I'm not a big fan of theirs. I wish they'd go away. But you got to give credit where credit is due. You're getting a little bit more bang for your buck with Indian. You're just not getting the, how could I say, it's not as easy to hook up an Indian motorcycle as it is a Harley. That's for sure. There's not a lot of dealership options with that also. Not everybody can service an Indian. You got to find an Indian dealership or service it yourself. And there are certain things that you can and can't do with the bike. But anyway, we'll leave that alone. So I was going to get into the El Diablo. But, again, it says here, the description of the bike on the Harley-Davidson website. You can check it out at harley-davidson.com for yourself. The description says, a modern expression of the iconic 1983 Harley-Davidson FX RT and representation of the custom movement it ignited that lives on to this day. The 2022 lowrider El Diablo embodies the spirit of counterculture in Southern California in the 80s in a contemporary package that includes meticulously crafted custom paint, high-performance audio from Rockford Fosgate, each one individually serialized. So there it is in a nutshell. That's all it pretty is. It pretty much is. It pretty is. That's all it pretty much is. It's got the Milwaukee 8, 117, but so does the Lowrider ST. Okay, so this is nothing but a Lowrider ST with music and a different color fairing. That's about it. So, I'm not really sold on it. You know what I mean? I think they could do better with it. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. If I could afford it, would I get it? Nah. I'd rather get a Lowrider ST and build it up to that myself. Some people may say, well, why would you do that if you could do that and it's already got it? Maybe I don't want to put the Rockford Fosgate speaker system on it. I don't know. I just, maybe it's an option for people that want it. But I think for $27,000, give us a little bit more. Give us the Rockford Fosgate speakers. Give us the paint job and say, hey, you know what? We got all LED turn signals on this thing. We even put some extra turn signals on the saddlebags. You know what I'm saying? Or we put some LED lights that when they face down on the ground, you see the Harley Davidson logo and it lights up the ground. Give it more features, man. Get something. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass a little bit on this, but give it a little bit more. I mean, it's not like the price tag. You can't say, oh, you want more for less. Well, no, it's not it. But $27,000 for that, I don't know, man. I'm just not sold. I'm not sold. I like the bike. I just don't like the price tag. What would be a fair price? Well, I think the Lowrider ST, to me, that bike should be $17,999. Okay? The new 2022 Lowrider should have been, I want to say $14,999 to $15,999, $17,000 to $18,999 for the Lowrider ST, and for the El Diablo, make it $21,000 or $23,999. But $27,000, I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. But anyway, we'll leave that be. So I'm not going to get into it now. I'll leave it for the next podcast because I don't have it in front of me. But Harley Davidson started sending out the warranty addendums. And in short, Harley Davidson is just telling people that you're not going to get your warranty voided for getting your shit worked out somewhere else. That's basically it. A lot of changes happening in New York State, man. Definitely, for sure. In New York State, we have Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul decided to pass new laws for the concealed carry. And it took effect September 1st, 2022. It's a stringent gun law. She's one of the first governors to start making changes due to recent, gun issues. But basically, let's see if I can explain this here in a nutshell using this ad here. So basically, it's understanding the recent changes to the New York State gun laws. Why is this important to me? Because I'm a gun owner. And it's not just about the guns. Mike Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City, did something that I was pissed off at. He basically banned all supersized soft drinks from all franchise restaurants like McDonald's with their supersize, Wendy's with the Biggie drink, Burger King with their super big king sized sodas. He banned them in New York. In New York State, you cannot order a supersized soft drink at any of these food franchises. Why the fuck not? Because they're saying people are just too obese. That's the individual's choice. You might as well say you may not sell burgers at McDonald's. It's the same shit. Buy hamburgers or cheeseburgers, but you can't buy a Big Mac, or you can't buy a double quarter with cheese, or a triple decker quarter pounder flipper whacker backer jacker with cheese. I'm exaggerating, but you get the drift. It starts with that. You should never let your government control shit like that. And here we are with the guns. You can ban guns. You're still not going to prevent the gun crimes from happening. I will guarantee you that. There is a black market. There is an underground market for weapons. They will still get there. Bottom line. Background on this. On June 23rd, 2022, in a 6-3 ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down part of New York's concealed carry law, a provision requiring that an applicant show proper cause in order to obtain a license to carry a concealed handgun outside their home. New York does not allow handguns to be carried openly at all, and that restriction was not challenged in this case. The court's decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin removed a key element of New York's gun laws, making it easier to obtain a license to carry a firearm in New York's public spaces. In its wake on July 1st, 2022, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed into law a new legislation strengthening the state's gun laws. Why did the Supreme Court hold, and why? The court ruled that the 109-year-old provision violated the Second Amendment right. I want to get to the what we have to do now, right? Forget all this BS. I don't know why I put this in my notes, so we're going to get rid of that, right? And let's get to the frickin' article I originally had at hand. Let's see if I can bring that up here. I'm loving this new app and this new software. For real. I'm loving it. So, oh my God, what did I do here? Gotcha. Governor Hochul announces new concealed carry laws passed in response to reckless Supreme Court decision taken effect September 1st. So, statutory changes address U.S. Supreme Court's decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc. versus Bruin. So, new requirements for individuals seeking to obtain a concealed carry pistol permit, including firearms training, in-person interview, social media review, and among others. Concealed carry restrictions apply to sensitive locations, including Times Square, bars, libraries, schools, government buildings, and hospitals. Permit recertification renewal is now every 3 years. New York State gun law safety website will provide public, gun owners, and gun dealers with comprehensive one-stop location information about the new laws. This is at governor.newyork.gov. Check it out for yourself. But basically, you're not going to be able to carry with your concealed carry. You're restricted to carry in sensitive locations, which include Times Square. New York City, you're not supposed to carry, period, unless you got special permission. Bars, libraries, schools, government buildings, and hospitals. Now, I'm sure there is something in there that will restrict you from a certain amount of feet from any one of those buildings. I think there's a little bit more than that, because I think public parks or something like that was included in it. But you know what? I'll do my research and I will advise. I think it's BS. I think it's the government's answer to lazy laws. You can do other things than this, like making sure that everyone who does, you already need background checks to get a weapon in New York State. Just make sure you spend the dollars to ensure that those background checks are done effectively and nothing slips through the cracks. That's all. There was nothing wrong with the way you had to get a handgun now. In my opinion, some may disagree, and that's fine. Just in my opinion, none of that needed to change. Just make sure that you give the funding to the government agency that monitors this, which is usually your local sheriff's department through the county. At least where I live, and a lot more places. But people are fueling over. There are people literally moving out of New York State. I got a lot of people, man, that I ride in the motorcycle world that have concealed carry, and they're like, this is bullshit. I don't even think if you have a concealed carry before this law, I don't think you're grandfathered into it. I think you still have to go out and recertify every 3 years. I'm not 110% correct on this. I'm only speculating. The speculation is that there's going to be something else added to this in the future where they want to know the types of medication a person is on and their health status leading to mental health, because if they feel for whatever reason that you're not mentally healthy or mentally capable to carry a weapon because you've been on Prozac for 2 years, oh, this is red flagging you. You got into 2 domestic disputes, or you have a certain amount of misdemeanors, and I don't know. There's something to that effect that they're gonna look for reasons to take it away from people. Again, I'm only speculating. I'm kind of falling for the bullshit that I read, and I don't want to, but there's always some kind of truth to all of that. So it's worth researching. Responsible gun owners don't want their guns taken away, man. They do the right thing. Everyone I know that has a license is very, very strict. They don't like getting into problems. They don't want to get arrested. They don't want to have legal troubles because they don't want their firearm taken away from them. There's a lot of pride in that. There really is. But anyway, we'll leave that alone. Tell me your thoughts. The Cycleshack Podcast at gmail.com. Hey, don't forget to check out the show on Anchor.fm, the host platform, on iTunes, Spotify, and a couple of other host platforms, but those are the major 3. And now available on YouTube, the audio-only portion of the show, which is the only portion of the show. I am not throwing this mug on a video camera ever again. There's nothing to see. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. My name's Ivan Rodriguez. This is the Cycleshack Podcast. Thanks for listening in, man. We'll talk to you soon. Ride safe.